Shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, Elder Bishop, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Shabbat Chanak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom to all the believers out there fighting for their faith. Now this is going to be a quick little lesson. This is in transit. I'm driving. Wanted to touch on this information that just recently came out, and it's about a bill that the Trump administration just passed. Which Trump, he's not in control. He takes his walking orders from the elites. Okay, the elites. The wicked elite, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the elite banking dynasties, the wicked banksters, they are the ones that are in control. They're the ones that push forth policy. Okay, well, they're the ones that actually control the monetary system. All right, the Federal Reserve, which is not even part of the American it's not even an American establishment. It's not an American federal agency. Okay, it's a foreign entity that was created by the wicked elite to control the financial system. It was all part of their goal of world domination, and ultimately, what we are fastly approaching. Which is a digital currency, which is going to be the framework or the groundwork, the infrastructure for the mark of the beast. We're just going to come out and tell you straight up. Okay? And very soon, this type of information is not going to be readily available. Okay, the famine of the word is going to come in. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, from our apostles and elders, okay, elder bishops, elders, brothers here in Great Millstone, again from apostles on down, we've been warning about the time that we're about to enter into, and we're seeing how everything is moving towards that direction. Okay, in this case, a digital currency. Very soon there will be no more physical dollars being circulated around. Okay, here in the United States. Everything is going to be moved over to a digital system, which is, the infrastructure, the groundwork for the MOTB, the RFID microchip technology. So there's going to be a time where we're going to be using digital currency for a minute. Before they say that, hey, in order to interact with this system that we have set up and the whole world has adopted, you're going to have to put this technology inside you. All right, and we're one step closer. So there's this act called the Genius Act, Genius. Okay, while the people were so fixated on the Epstein, they were passing this law, this act into law, which is going to be a way to control the people even more, even with a tighter grip, okay, through digital means. So this is from CBS News. I'm just going to read this article, get a scripture or two, and then we're going to close it out. Okay, Trump signs landmark Genius Act, hailing exciting new frontier for crypto. This is exciting, right? This is a new frontier for crypto. Cryptocurrency was, within the last 10 years was introduced heavily to the world. The people bought it hook, line, and sinker. Digital payments have been really pushed, or I should say contactless payments have been really pushed. Okay, the last 5 years, due to the C-19, you have more businesses going cashless, meaning when you go to the restaurant, there's no cash transactions. Also, a lot of restaurants, they adopted they the QR code, okay, menu, where you buy off the QR code. So this is, let me read a little bit of this article. Washington, President Trump signed a landmark bill to regulate cryptocurrency on Friday, hailing the exciting new frontier. Right, this is a new, what they call a brave new world. I forget who wrote that, but basically going into this dystopian world that we're really actually already in, and it's only going to get more dystopian as we get closer to the end. Okay, hailing the exciting new frontier for the technology one day after the bill passed the House. The legislation, called the Genius Act, is the first major law governing digital currency and establishing a regulatory framework for the 250 billion stablecoin market. Stablecoins are viewed as relatively safe type of cryptocurrencies since their value is pegged to other assets like the dollar. The bill passed the House on Thursday with the support of 206 Republicans and 102 Democrats, which they're all working for each other. It's a big show to make it seem like they're against each other. But a lot of these acts, a lot of these bills are being passed by bipartisan, meaning both parties. Okay, and the American people, they didn't vote for this. The American people didn't. There's no outcry when you at the barber shop, okay, or you at your children's basketball or soccer practice, or you're amongst your co-workers. There is no outcry amongst the people. Yeah, we need a digital currency. We need to call our congressman. We need to talk to our state representative, our state legislator, our state lawmaker. Okay, because we need a digital currency. The people are not crying for these things. It's all order out of chaos. We are moving to, all right, these last final prophecies, and more chaos is going to pursue, more distractions, more witchcraft, more sleight of hand, to get the people to look one way while they are pushing and moving these things forward. What is this? I think that's Psalms. I get this precept first. Is that Psalms? Maybe 64. Bear with me. Okay. Where it says he frameth. That's why I'm not in the right chapter. Bear with me. Or is it Psalm 94? Bear with me. Let me see if I can find this really quickly. If not, I'll just Google it. It said, let me see. Yeah, that's it. It was Psalms 94. Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Because ultimately, this is not to give the American people more financial freedom, or more convenience, or more power over their finances and their future monetary ability. This is not going to make the economy more efficient. This is not going to be the Band-Aid or the healing ointment that's going to heal Babylon. But this is really mischief, all right, to bring you in a system of total control. Because now you are in a cashless society, a cashless system, okay, in which they can turn off your ability to buy and sell. And this is what Revelation 13:16 is talking about. And you have other people that are not, okay, they don't even really know the Bible. Or you have Christians, like mainly Edomite Christians, Bible Belt Christians, that are looking at this as the fulfillment of that prophecy, which is not the full fulfillment of the prophecy. Is laying the framework or the groundwork or the infrastructure in order for that system to work. They're going to go live with the system. And the kinks are going to have to get worked out. This is what they're doing now. But they're going to go live with the system. There's probably going to be several different payment stable coins that you can use to pay for goods. It's going to be a total change in the way that we deal financially. The way that you get your check, it's going to cut off. It's going to really fuck up a lot of markets. All right, the underground black market, that's going to get fucked up because there's going to be no more cash. All right, they want a system in which everything is traced, monitored, tracked. Okay, it's in a system where AI can, flag it if it needs to be flagged. It can temporarily turn it off if it needs to be turned off. Okay, they have full control over the currency, and it's programmable. So they can say, hey, okay, you can only use this money for these amount of items. And there's nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. What can you do? Barter? The whole world, it says that he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a MAR to the K. All right, and they're right here or they for it, that no man may buy or sell save he that had the mark. How is that prophecy going to manifest itself? Well, you have so-called Israelites that say they can't see it. How is he going to be able to do this? How is he going to? He's going to do it because, number one, the Most High said he's going to do it, but we actually see how the system is being set up. The trap is being laid. Okay, the trap is being laid right before our eyes. And this, so-called stable coin, this act, the Genius Act, is one of the moves that they're making to apply that pressure. All right, of course, it's going to be more than likely, there's going to probably be a tactical nuclear weapon that's going to be used between, Russia, Ukraine, or Iran. One of them nations is going to probably use a tactical nuclear weapon that's going to kill a whole bunch of people, maybe a couple 100,000, 100,000 maybe. So, there's going to be attacks on United States. Okay. These people, man, give me a second. There's going to be attacks on United States. It's going to be a time. It's going to be a very troubling time. Jacob's trouble at that. And all these so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, they getting ready to really be presented with the king of terror. All you scoffers, all you scorners, they're gonna feel the pressure. But see, the Lord is going to actually give them up and allow them to take the MOT. The Lord going to put a heavy reprobate spirit on them, which he already has a reprobate spirit on a lot of these individuals, but he's going to intensify it because some of these people that's going to take the chip have heard not to take it. But there's going to be a spirit of disbelief upon them to take it so they can be destroyed. We're at that time. Let me just end off with one precept, because we're getting closer. All you scoffers, all you scorners, the Most High going to put a reprobate spirit on you, and you're going to take the chip. Okay, so let me get Habakkuk. All right, because as the scriptures say, it's speaking. It's not lying. Okay, just give me a second. And the Lord, he has given us the eyes, the faith, the patience, all right, to see these things actually manifesting right before our eyes, and to believe and to hold on. Okay, some men, they lack the patience. All right, some men, they're tired of suffering. Okay, they want it to go away. All right, well, the prophecy is not going to go away until the prophecy go away. The hell is not going to go away until the Lord, he pulls back that hell. Okay, so let me just read this precept here, man. We're going to close it out. All right, because we're one step closer. All right, and it doesn't matter what president is in there. He takes marching orders, or a woman if they put a woman in there. It don't matter. All right, but we close, man. Trump, he about to get it popping. What is he, like 78 years old? So he already know he's on his way out. You know, you get up in that age, you know, like, hey, you pretty much on your way out. So you become, you become more, you get that I don't give a shit attitude. Habakkuk 2:3, for the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. See? Again, going back to that article, right? And there's many articles. Trump signed landmark Genius Act, hailing exciting new frontier. All right, let me just real quick. Let me just look at this word frontier, because I know they call like Alaska the last frontier. Okay, frontier. Okay, meaning. A line or border separating two countries, the extreme limit of settled land behind which lies wilderness, especially referring to the U.S. From the Latin based front, the extreme limit of understanding or achieving in a particular area. The success of science is extending the frontiers of yeah. So you're going to like they're extending. We're going into a new phase of technology. Everything is based upon technology. Everything is based upon science. Everything is based upon AI, artificial intelligence. Everything is based upon Esau's knowledge. All right, we've been on this fiat currency system for over 70 years. Okay, or it's coming up. Let me just Google that. How long have the U.S. been on the dollar? Okay. It says, with history spanning over 20 years, the dollar is a dominant force in international trade, right? But when was that? When was that established? Let me see. When was the fiat currency? Okay, it's relatively it's in the 20th century, because the gold standard really you go back to 1971. They were using dollars, of course, before that, but that money was backed by gold. Okay, but 1971, if I'm not mistaken, 1971 was when they got off that gold standard. Okay, let me just see this. When America used because they've been pushing this 1861. The first general circulation of paper money by the federal government occurred pressed to finance the Civil War. Congress authorized the U.S. Treasury to issue non-interest-bearing demand notes. See, yeah, they were not. See that those are different. These were non-interest bearing notes. The notes that we have, these are debt notes. Okay. So there's been history on paper money, but it's relatively new. The whole system of paper money is relatively new. Within like the last 100 years, you could say a little bit more than that. But worldwide acceptance of paper money is relatively new, where they start printing that money. And now, and who introduced that system? The wicked elite. Paper money. Okay, they got people fighting over it, going to work for it. Actually, it is a currency. It is a store of value, because that you know, the people believe that it is a value, right? The people believe that. But before that, what was it? It was gold and silver. It was a barter system. And they took the whole world off of that system. Gold and silver as money. People would look at gold, you know, like it's just jewelry. You know, it's like, oh, you got some gold. Nah, that's actual money. Silver. People don't even look at it as jewelry. They don't look at it as money. So we're coming into a time where people are going to look at paper money as something in the past. Everything's going to be digital on your phone. But see, that's gradualism ultimately to what? To put it into your body. That's the whole thing behind, that's the whole game behind, moving these things, little by little. The whole agenda is to put that payment chip inside you. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna close it there, man. We getting closer and closer. You have what's that? The sodomite, Alizar. He said he not an Israelite no more. What a time to be alive, where you have these dudes that proclaim to be these cheap priests and these top guys. They falling out at this time, which he was never really in this. I'm gonna close it there. That's all I got. Until next time, shalom to the light.